Hello, welcome to Morning Flow. This is Leo Bray with my partner Yani. On behalf of Kristen Olson's Urban Yoga Center in Palm Springs, visit us online at urbanyoga.org or Kristen Olson's Urban Yoga Center on Facebook to check out the schedule of classes offered daily on Zoom. And also stop by the tip jar where you can contribute online to support us. We're going to have a shorter segment today for Morning Flow. No one has signed on to join us in Zoom, and that's all right. That gives us the opportunity to make one of these shorter videos for you who use our videos via YouTube to practice when you can't join us live. And sometimes you don't have an hour to give to practice, so it's good to have some shorter offerings available. We're going to focus today on some grounding in our shorter practice. You can start out seated or kneeling. You don't have to sit the way I'm sitting. Sit so that you're comfortable, or kneel if you'd rather. And just feel into your contact with the ground. And we say ground generically. We're actually on the roof of an AirBnB in Bacalar in Mexico. And this just was a great opportunity for a little more room than we could get down inside the house or in the yard. And but you can be grounded anywhere. So you might say ground or earth. It means what's under you is what it means, no matter what floor you're on or if you're on top of a building. But just feel that contact, whatever's touching down, feel that support. If you want to, you can close your eyes, rest your hands wherever it's comfortable for you. You can add the feeling of grounding and help with receptivity. Maybe this to bring into your grounding. Notice your breathing to let it slow down and go deeper. Taking in the movements of your breath and the way that those movements feel in the body. Just take in whatever is touching upon your senses. Take in your surroundings. Take in the sound of my surroundings, our surroundings. Someone started a chainsaw. That's just going to be part of the music of the practice. We have birds. We have music from a radio. We have a chainsaw that doesn't want to start. We have our breath. It's all part of the practice. Turning inward again, scan your body to take in whatever sensations are present for you. Just noting whatever's going on. But especially noting anything that doesn't feel so good. Any stiffness or soreness you detect in your body. Make a mental note of it so that you can keep it in mind as we practice. Remembering as always that you're welcome at any time to skip or modify any part of the practice. Each time, take your peace fingers and put your fingertips on the ground. Energetic roots and deep into the living room. You can move right back if you like. You can repeat it one more time. Just in your head or out loud. My energetic roots run deep into the living room. My energetic roots deep. You keep the mudras if you like, or you can release your hands. Let's take 3 deep cleansing breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth with a sigh. You can let your eyes open if they're closed. We're nicely grounded. We'll keep working up from the ground by starting down low. So take the leg that's in front. If you're kneeling, you can shift to a seat. Support your leg with your arm. Take the other hand, interlace your fingers between your toes. Let your foot and your leg be passive. And use your hand to gently and slowly move your foot in circles. Still grounded in the seat. Be mindful that you're not tipping over, lifting either side of your seat off the ground. Change direction. Sometimes as we start to shift around, we lose some of that grounding contact. Stay grounded and safe. Your body is hardwired to feel safe when in contact with the ground. So the steadier and more consistent that contact is, the calmer your body. Release your toes. Use both arms to support the weight of your whole leg and make circles with your leg. Rock your femur in your hip socket. Change direction. Maybe it's a little harder to stay grounded when you move your leg. Let's switch to the other side. Place the leg. Grab your toes. Move your foot in slow, gentle circles. Change direction. Release your toes. Support the weight of your leg in both arms. Make those slow, gentle circles. Change direction. Release your leg, set it down. Rest your hands on your knees or your thighs. Inhale, draw your heart forward, let your head tip back. Exhale, draw your heart back, let your head tip forward. And just follow your own breath. We don't have to go at the same pace. Maybe your breaths are longer than mine, maybe they're shorter. And maybe you vary the movement and make it more circular, going to one side as you come forward and going to the other side as you go back. Oh, what a beautiful breeze. It's getting hot here today in Bacalar. The breeze is very welcome. If you're circling, maybe change direction with the circling. At the end of your next exhale, sit up, tall again. Bring your hands out to the sides and rest just your fingertips on the ground. Inhale, lift your left arm up alongside your ear. Exhale, reach to your right. Feel for length from your hip up through your fingertips and try to keep both sides of your seat anchored down. Retaining your grounding. Inhale to come upright. As you exhale, come into a twist. Bring your left hand to the ground behind you. Your right hand to your left leg. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, invite your body to twist some more. Let's find out how much feels like enough. Let yourself unwind and come back to center. Inhale, raise the other arm. And exhale, reach across. Inhale, come on up. Exhale, come into your twist. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, twist some more. How much does this guy want? How much feel? How full? Always inviting, never forcing. Let yourself unwind and come back to center. Let your chin come down towards your chest. Slowly roll your ear towards your shoulder. Let your head tip back. On over to the other shoulder. Back down through center. Really take your time. If you find a tight spot, maybe you pause at the tight spot to rock back and forth. Still staying anchored in your seat, staying grounded. Sometimes we move the head around a bit too much and we start to tip over. When you finish the next circle, change direction. And when you finish the next circle, lift your chin. Make your way up onto your hands and knees. You can tip forward or you can tip to one hip and swing your legs around. Bring your knees above your hips. Shoulders above your wrists. Tops of your feet on the mat. Like that, let the feet disengage. We'll work through this next sequence. We're going to get fewer points of grounding as we go. And let our core go to work supporting. Reach back and press into the ball of your right foot. Take a couple breaths. Feel the leg lengthen. With an inhale, pick that foot up, reach straight back with the sole of your foot as if to make a footprint on whatever's behind you. With your next inhale, reach the opposite hand out to the side. Half is meant grounding, but we're still steady. You don't have to be still, just steady. If you want to go further, bend your knee, reach back, see if you can take hold of your foot or your ankle. Kick against your hand, lift your knee, lift your chin. Open the midline, shoulder, and stretch the quadriceps. Release, lower down. Inhale, draw your heart forward, let your head and tailbone go up. Exhale, draw your heart up, let your head and tailbone bend down. Take 2 or 3 more rounds of breath. You can count cat moves. After your next exhale, come back to the table. Reach back and press into the wall. The other foot. With an inhale, pick your foot up and reach straight back. With your next inhale, reach your right arm to the side. If you like, bend your knee, reach back, see about taking that additional stretching. Release, lower down, and take those few rounds of breath with cow and cat pose. And we'll start to come to standing in a forward fold. Step your right foot up between your hands. Step your left foot up to meet it. Hang out with your head and your arms hanging heavy. Sway back and forth, bending one leg and then the other. Maybe your hands drag on the ground or hang in the air. You might also clasp your elbows in your hands or interlace your fingers behind your head for some neck traction. Let your hands hang down if you're doing something else. Gently shake your head no. And nod your head yes. Inhale, lift halfway. Press your hands to the front of your shins. Feel the crown of your head moving forward away from your tailbone. Exhale, relax down. Inhale, roll to standing, hands overhead, palms together. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Put your hands down at your sides. Mountain pose. So now we're just grounded in our feet. Close your eyes if you want and just feel into your Tadasana, your mountain pose. Note the little swaying that comes with your breathing. And your body doesn't need minute instructions on how to stand up. It knows how to keep you from falling over. And it's not that we're steady despite these little movements, steady because of these little movements. Okay, let your eyes open if they're closed. Raise your right shoulder towards your ear and shift it back and let it down. And then your left shoulder up, back. Inhale, reach out to the sides. Exhale, and like yourself, if you come to your arms and switch arms and pressing your hands together. Then if you're in eagle, move your elbows and hands. Forward. Inhale, open up. Exhale, cross the opposite way. Whether you're reaching for your shoulder blades or taking eagle, you're opening the space between your shoulder blades, back of your heart space. Inhale to open up. Exhale, let your arms down. Inhale, out and up. Interlace your fingers. Reach your palms to the sky. You look up at your hands, lift up your heart. Depending on how your back feels, maybe your hips drift forward and your head and your hands drift back some more. With your inhale, come upright. As you exhale, bend to the left, feeling to length through both arms. Inhale, come up through center. Exhale, bend to the right. Inhale, come up. Exhale, let your start some sun salutations. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. step back to plank. And just note as we go where you're grounded in each posture. So in plank, we're grounded in our hands and feet. If you like a shorter plank, let your knees down and you're grounded in feet and knees and hands. Let your hips come down in line with your shoulders and knees. Exhale, slowly lower all the way down. Keep your elbows in towards your body. So now for a couple breaths of ground all through the front body. Press into your hands. Inhale, lift your head and chest to whatever height feels okay in your lower back. Exhale, rock back up onto your knees. Curl your toes under. Press into your feet to lift your knees. Press into your hands to lift your tail downward, facing dog. Settle your feet up and down, letting your heels get closer to the ground. If you're just grounded in the balls of the feet and the toes, maybe ground your heels. Okay, if you can. Let your hands be nice and open, feel grounding through your whole hand. Across the whole palm, through the length of each finger. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. We'll go through a couple more. And just notice how your grounding changes, how the grounding helps each pose. How the grounding in down dog helps the back of the body lengthen. How the grounding in plank helps the body stay nice and level, nice and straight like a strong plank. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale down. Step back to your plank. When you're ready, on an exhale, lower halfway if you want, or all the way. Inhale to bring your heart forward. Exhale back and up. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step or hop forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale down. Step back to plank. When you're ready, exhaling, lower. Inhaling, open your heart. Exhaling, rock back and up. Inhale, raise your left leg. Bend your knee. Stack your hips. Flex your foot. Make a couple circles with your knee in each direction. Square your hips down. Exhale, draw your knee towards your left elbow. Inhale, reach up again. Exhale, draw your knee towards your right elbow. Inhale, reach up again. Exhale, draw your knee towards your nose, round your back, and plant your foot between your hands. Come up on your fingertips. Inhale, reach forward, reach up. Coming to a crescent lunge, high lunge. If this is too much, let the back knee down. Maybe uncurl the back toes and take a lower lunge. You can change your mind anytime. Exhale, sink forward in your hips. Draw your arms down to cactus. Inhale, glide back and reach up. Make the movement with your legs as big or small as you want. It's your body. Now the grounding is getting trickier here. See those trees blowing behind us? The wind is pushing us sideways. All 10 toes pointed in the same direction, so the knees move safely and stably. At the top of the movement, let's twist. Reach your left hand forward, reach your right hand back. You can always drop your left hand to your knee. Steadiness if you need to. Back to your center with your hands by your heart, and then twist to your left. Back to center with your hands on your heart. Big push off the back foot, step forward. It's okay if it takes more than one step. And it's okay to take a drink whenever you need one. We'll flow to down dog and then do that sequence for the other side. Inhale out and up. Exhale, full. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Step back to your plank. Exhaling, lower. Inhaling, come forward. Exhaling, rock back and up. Inhale, raise your right hand. Bend your knee. Stack your hips. Flex your foot and make those circles with your knee. Square your hips down. Exhale, draw your knee towards your right elbow. Inhale, reach your leg up. Exhale, draw your knee towards your left elbow. Inhale, reach your leg up. Exhale, draw your knee forward and plant your foot between your hands. Plant your fingers. Inhale, reach forward, reach up. Find steadiness on your feet. Remember, you can always come to a lower lunge. Exhale, sink forward, draw your arms down. Inhale, glide back and reach up. Beautiful. Smooth, continuous breath, smooth, continuous movement. Twist to the left. Back to center. Twist to the right. Back to center. Take that big push off the back foot and step forward. With the legs well warmed up, let's play with some balancing. To the sound of a tree being cut down, we're going to play with tree pose. Bring your hands to your heart. Shift your weight from one leg to the other with your feet grounded. So grounding is important here for your tree. Of course, it's okay. Unlike real trees, when we fall from tree pose, we can get up again. Start with grounding in both feet. And then shift the weight to your left leg. Let that knee stay soft. Raise your right knee. Like opening a gate, bring your knee out to the side. And then bring your right foot to your left leg. Maybe keep your toes on the ground. Have your heel on your ankle. You might have the sole of your foot on your calf, so you're standing on one leg. Or on your thigh. You don't want to press sideways on your knee. Let that knee stay a little soft. Don't lock it up. Your hands can stay in your heart. The branches of your tree can grow in any direction. Maybe there's a lot of breeze and movement, or maybe your tree is more still. If you fall, you're human. If you get up, you're a yogi. You can start over anytime, by choice or by accident. You might fall. It's okay. You can choose to come out. You can fall. It's all good. There's no wrong way to be a tree other than pressing sideways on your knee here with the foot. Very dangerous to the knee. Sometimes we get hung up with bringing our foot up onto our thigh. And so we press on our knee. Better to stay on your calf a long time than to press sideways on your knee even once. It took me 2 years to get my foot to stay on my thigh, and it only happened after I gave up on trying for 6 months. And one day when I went to demonstrate that I couldn't do this, I did it. If your hands are elsewhere, bring them back to your heart. Bring your knee forward, let your foot down, shake the leg, shake anything you want to shake. Some of us can't resist a little dancing. When you're ready, bring your hands back to your heart. Shift your weight from one leg to the other. And I neglected to say this the first time, set your eyes on something that's not going to move, something that's at about the same level as your eyes. That'll help your tree be steady. When you're ready, bring the weight into your right leg. Take your time, pick up your left knee. Open the gate of your hip and bring your foot to your leg. And yes, it's always okay to use your hand to help guide your foot, especially if you're in the thigh territory. There are people who can put their foot on their thigh without using their hand, but I'm not one of them. Do what you want with your arms. Let the branches of your tree go anywhere. Maybe you're a big wide tree. Maybe you're a shrub. Maybe you just got pruned with a chainsaw. Make sure you're breathing because all the trees need air. Rooting down on one foot helps the tree rise. The rising up helps the tree root down. Bring your hands back to your heart if they're not there already. And bring your knee forward and let your foot down and shake things out. Now let's have a seat and start to cool down and wind down. So as we started, now we're grounded in our seat. Let's extend legs forward and flex feet back towards you. Inhale, reach your arms up. And exhale to fold down over your legs. If your knees want to bend here, let them bend. On each inhale, think of the crown of your head reaching forward. On each exhale, think of lowering down some more. Maybe the fold gets a little deeper, inviting it to do so, not trying to force it. Resist grabbing onto your feet or legs and using your arms to yank yourself forward. Let your breath do the work. Inhaling, walk your hands up the front of your legs and sit yourself up. Use your arms to help your legs open out to whatever degree is okay for you. And keep using your arms to help your legs. Bend this right leg, bring the right foot over by the left thigh or left knee, sort of like tree pose, right? Pivot your torso, aim your sternum at your left foot, and flex that left foot back towards you. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold down. Stay grounded in both sides of your seat. This is one of those poses where you might feel sticky, asymmetrical. Reach your left arm out to the side and turn your head to the left. Turn your thumb down. Reach towards your right hip and draw your left shoulder back. Extend your arm. Bring your left hand back over by your right hand. Open your right arm to the side, turn your head to the right. Turn your thumb down, reach towards your left hip, and draw your right shoulder back. Extend your arm, turn your thumb up again, reach your arm up alongside your ear, reach your right hand overhead towards your left hand. Reach up and out again. Bring that right hand over to the left hand. Walk your hands up your leg and sit up. letting your arms help your legs extend the right leg, pivot your torso, flex your right foot. Inhale, reach, tail, pull down. Your head to the right, thumb down, reach towards right. Turn your arm, bring your right hand back to your left hand. Reach your left arm out, turn your head to the left. Turn your thumb down, reach towards your right hip, and draw your left shoulder back. Extend your arm, turn your thumb up, reach your arm up alongside your ear, left hand coming overhead towards the right hand. Reach back up and out. Bring your left hand to your right hand. Walk your hands up your leg and sit up. Extend the left leg. Bring the soles of your feet together with a big space between your heels and your pelvis, like a long diamond shape here inside your legs. Reaching under or over your ankles, walk your hands forward. Traction in the arms, drawing you into our pretzel looking forward. Let your neck disengage and your head hang down and breathe into the center of your lower back. Slowly walk your hands back with your torso. Keep your feet together, bring them in as close as you can. Heels towards your pelvis. Interlace your fingers, hold your toes in your hands. Wiggle on your seat, bring the bones in your seat closer to the ground. This helps to tilt your pelvis forward. Open the front of the hips. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, hinge at your hips, pull forward with your spine long. Maybe your elbows press into the insides of your legs. When the long spine isn't lowering anymore, let your head down, breathe into your hips. Inhaling, slowly sit up. Bring your hands to your knees like closing your book. Nudge your knees towards each other. Rest your feet on the ground. Rest your hands on the ground. Wiggle your feet further apart. If you're on a mat, maybe bring your feet to the edges of the mat. Let your knees go back and forth. As they go down to one side, you can turn your head to the other side. You must have noticed by now, I forgot to point it out at the beginning of the class that I'm not using a mat today. Two reasons for that. One, we only brought one with us. And two, it's good to just remind folks that you don't have to have a mat to practice. One of the great things about this practice is you can do it almost anywhere. So yes, we like our mats, we like our props, but we can practice without them. Now bring your feet in about hip width apart. If you put your fists together like this between the tops of your feet, that's about the same distance you have between one hip socket and the other. Sometimes we use a yoga block in the middle position. It's that same measurement. Bring your hands behind you. Scoot forward towards your heels and lower down onto your forearms, then down onto your back. I'll turn and give a side view. So you wind up on your back with your heels as close to your butt as they'll go. Press into the soles of your feet. Inhale to lift your hips up for bridge pose. If you want to open more in the heart, you can wiggle your shoulder blades towards each other, clasp your hands under you, and reach your knuckles towards your heels. Make sure your neck is relaxed, grounded in the feet, grounded in the shoulder blades and the back of the head. If you're clasping your hands, release them. Exhale, slowly let your hips down. Float up and down a few times. Just follow the pace of your breath. Inhale to go up and exhale to go down. If you want to challenge yourself more, you can move more slowly, reach higher, take extra breaths at the top, maybe repeat the bind. You can move your arms for a floating bridge, sure. So I can't see you. Yani's doing floating bridge and speaking up to let me know she's doing that. That's another variation you can do. If I do floating bridge now, I would hit Yani with my hands, so I won't do it. And let your next exhale be the last one. Cross your right ankle over your left knee. Make a figure 4 shape with your legs. Reach your arms to the side. Feel your shoulder blades really press against the ground. Keep your shoulders grounded. Let your legs fall to the left and turn your head to the right. Don't worry about how far your legs go. Stay cushion, your legs will go where they need to. Let your breath bring you out. And maybe on some exhales, the twist deepens a bit. Slowly come back up to center. Switch the cross of your legs and twist the other way. Come back up to center. Uncross your legs. Draw your knees towards your chest. Hug your knees. Rock and roll on your back. Massage it against the ground. grabbing contact doesn't have to be still and steady. Maybe it's a mobile contact. Reach your feet up, reach your hands up to grab onto your legs or your feet and play with bending and straightening your arms and legs. Whatever kind and degree of movement feels good for you. If you want to invert in some other way, feel free. Lots of fun things we can do to bring the legs and the feet higher than the heart, allowing for some good, helpful drainage of the lower extremity. Whenever you feel complete with your inversion, you can make your way to your final resting pose. If you see me get up from Shavasana and suddenly cut the video short, it's because it's starting to rain here. I want to save my laptop. It's just a little rain now. Get comfortable. That doesn't have to be corpse pose. If corpse pose isn't comfortable, get into a position that is comfortable for you. And all you really need to do then is breathe. As you find your comfortable stillness, your breath will slow down and get deeper without any special effort or instruction. Maybe you simply focus on your breathing. Maybe you choose something else to focus on. Maybe you don't focus at all and let your mind drift. Start to give yourself some deeper breath. Begin to move around bit by bit. Take your time, letting your movements gradually grow bigger and bigger. Moving mindfully, noticing how your contact with the ground changes as you come out of your resting pose. Staying grounded as you transition. When you're ready for bigger movements, gently sit yourself up. Bring your hands up by your heart. Thank you for sharing practice today. Within these seams and honors the same light within each of you. Namaste. Thanks to our Airbnb host, Jess, for joining us. She's off camera over here.